Good morning, precious.
You good with coffee?
Yes, I'm good. How you doing, baby? Thank
Enjoy.
you. Happy Wednesday. And today on Coffee and Conversation with your girl Shakenya. When you get a minute, you're not doing nothing, got a few minutes to spare, please go to YouTube, go to my channel Shakenya, and hit subscribe. It's a low budget type situation, I know, but just give your girl a little love. That's all. Just hit subscribe. And then if you just so happen to scroll through some of the videos, I appreciate if you look at some of them. If you like any of them, if you just hit share. Yeah, I don't think that's too much to ask. A one-time shot. Womp, womp, womp. Yep. When you get a minute, a couple extra minutes, you don't even have to do it in the same day. Because I know that's asking too much of you. Oh my Lord, I'm asking too much of you. You ain't got to do it in the same day. But if you just so happen to see yourself, that is not what I wanted. On there, and you got a couple minutes to spare, look at a couple of the videos. Yeah. If you see any of them that you like, yeah, just please, I appreciate it. So y'all, today is going to be a small lecture. I'm going to try not to keep you too long. But we done went over so much within this last couple of weeks that it would just not be right if I didn't break certain things down and stop. If I just left you there in limbo, like that would be so cruel. And I'm trying to so-called educate, right? So, I'm going to backtrack a little bit from yesterday. Try to piggyback, I guess. So we are all over the place. And that's what I entitled it today. All over the place. So we all over the place. So I'm trying to wrap it up as much as I can. I don't think I'm going to be able to get through everything. But I think I'm going to try to start tying it together a little bit. I think. Yeah, so we won't be so lost. Yeah. It won't seem like I'm just talking. You'll be able to be like, oh, okay, wait a minute. Now the dots is adding up. Now they coming together. Okay? Let me see. So we are talking about the manipulation tips from your 9th grade year. And now that you are seniors, we're looking at the psychological damage that it has caused your baby. And we're looking at the adverse effect. And that's basically just how your baby doing now. How your baby feel. The psychological damage can play into, is your baby happy now? Your baby probably used to be a happy child. But now, since the divorce, your baby seems withdrawn. Now your baby just mad at the world. Your baby don't play like they used to. You know, so it might be something going on to cause your baby to do that. So on my me coming on with Coffee and Conversation, I'm steering the psychological damage towards you separating a child from a parent and there's no reason to. So your child got to make sense out of the fact that you are taking a mama or daddy out their life and there was no real reason to. The only reason why you did it was because you was mad, you was hurt, you was bitter, you was scorned, you mad because they don't want to be with you no more, right? You done put out all these advances. They ain't took you up on none of them, right? They come pick the baby up, you at the door naked. Got that favorite lingerie outfit on. And he act like he don't even see you. Now you mad. Now the baby can't go. What? They got nothing to do. You know, and the baby got to make sense of it because the baby crying because the baby wanted to go. Right? So, I don't want to spear off too much. Just in case I didn't say my brace. And then adverse effect, the way I'm coming at it, because you probably gonna have some professionals be like, that ain't what that mean. And that's fine. But I'm coming at it in the sense of certain things you probably wanted from the baby, like a certain product. You don't put so much effort into this baby to where you looking for something. You know what I'm saying? So you might not get that if you remove that other parent. Because that one thing that you was looking for, they was probably getting it from that parent. So you think you're going to get it when you remove that parent, and now that the baby's growing up without this parent, you don't see it. That's like an adverse effect to me. Or you put in so much work, and you get the complete opposite out, right? And a lot of that can take place when you got somebody using manipulation tips. when you got somebody in the mixed line and steering this baby to a different direction and path, right? So, trying to stop that with these videos in the morning. I be hoping that I say something and it might click or resonate with you in a way to where even if it's not you or your situation, you know somebody that probably would have been that probably would benefit from something that I probably said in that video, right? Y'all, I am at the Farmington Grill, and I love that cinnamon French toast things here. Psychological damage, and then you can look at it from a perspective of some of the things that you taught that should have stuck, probably stuck for a minute, and then it don't stick no more. Something happened to make you get unstuck. I know that's the worst. It's one thing if they don't never get it, your young men, moms, and you doing all you can, they never get right. It can happen, unfortunately. You got it right. But it's one thing to see them get right, and then something happen, and they go back wrong. I know. So we left off on about 30 manipulation tips that your baby mama, your baby daddy can use on the baby to get back at you. So we stopped at about 30. Thank you. 29 was when they make a difference in the children. Oh, I gotta get a straw. And she just left too. When you have children by multiple people, yeah, y'all, they got good service here, but considering she just walked away from the table, I said, I got to get my foot up and go get what I want. I know I love milk. I can't eat French toast or pancakes without milk. You don't want to be around me later. Oh, God. So they make a difference out of the children. When you have children by multiple people, they try to make it seem like their child is better than the other child. And certain siblings got friendships and relationships with certain siblings. Instead of everybody being looked at as family and the sibling, you got a baby mama or a baby daddy that's dividing the children and turning them against each other, right? So we talked about that. And then we left you with talking about them making a difference in their lifestyle. And this is when they try to convince the baby that they're doing better. They have more to offer. Usually if they're trying to get the baby away from you, stopping the visits, they start off with stopping the visits. Then they have to condition the baby to not think about you, not wanting to go over there, right? So they got to make that environment seem horrible to where the baby don't even want to go over there. They got to make this parent seem like such a bad person so that they don't even want to go over there, right? So, fix it. Jesus. Fix it. And in this instance, they're usually buying the baby. They're usually buying the baby everything that they want. They spend so much money buying the baby everything that they want that in most cases they're not giving the baby nothing that they need, right? So I had a family meeting last week. Son acting out. Used to be a good kid. Now he cutting up. Dad there, but not there. Mom was there. Meaning that dad is in and out of his life. He's there, but so dad, when it was this time to talk, he talking about all the things that he did for the baby, for the young man, all the things that he bought him, all the things that he did for him, right? And it was a lot of stuff. Dad got money, right? But when it was the child's time to talk, the child asked him, how many award ceremonies did he attend? It was like 20. I think he only attended 2. The child asked him how many games he had attended. This boy been playing, it was football for so long. Dad probably only attended 1 or 2 games, but boy been playing for years, right? Dad always at work, right? So you'll be surprised how many children have issues with you not spending quality time with them. No money required, just quality time, right? So yeah, I didn't have a problem with that. I not only spent quality time, but I had my children with me while I did quality things, right? So, yeah, children prefer that quality time versus you buying them that newest this and newest that. They just want to sit and talk to you. They just want to hear about your day, believe it or not. No, I'm just playing. They don't want to hear about your day. So, yeah, I'm not giving them what they need. Yeah, so all that counts. So if you got a parent that's not buying this and that and that and this, but always present, yeah. And I say points because at the end of the day, this game that they playing, somebody got to be keeping points. You still got to get credit, even if y'all know you don't even know you playing the game yet, but you playing it yet. But everybody got to keep score, get credit. So all the little things count and matter. So you got to keep score of that, and all the little things that you do as a parent. It matters. So I had got several DMs which steered us away from the syllabus. I had made the comment that a man can't raise a young lady to be a woman, and a woman, hey John, and a woman can't raise a young man, a little boy, to be a man. And every time I say that comment, I get an influx of women jumping in my DMs, feeling some kind of way, because they are wonderful moms, and for some reason they feel that that's all it takes, right? But it's not when you're raising a little boy, because you have no idea what they go through. You have no idea what it takes for them to grow up to be men, right? So I get a lot of grief from women. So we cleared off the syllabus. I brought y'all 5 segments of certain things that you can possibly do that can help them become productive people. Yep. And with those things, in addition to those things that I told you to do, and you put some positive male role models in the mix, it's a good chance that he might turn out to be a good man. Yep. No doubt in my mind. Want to be a good man. So one thing I will say, Mom, if I didn't say it in any of those segments, I don't know how I missed it. I don't know if I did or didn't. But when you raising a little boy solo dolo, listen to the advice that men give you about him. Yeah. And I'm not saying take all the advice. And you can't take advice from every man just because he's a man, right? But please, keep your ears open and be open-minded when you have men coming at you and saying certain things that you should be doing or need to do for this little boy. Don't get offended. Don't get mad. Don't look at it as a knock on you and against your parenting. No. It's just they know something you don't because they've been through it. They lived it. They grew up. They men, right? So if you want your son to be that, yeah, listen. And one way you can sift through it, you can sift through all the advice and criticism. That's what it is. Yeah. If you hear something more than once, you got 2 or 3 different people telling you the same thing about this young man. 2 or 3 different men that you respect and trust telling you. That's if they daddy not there. Because if dad there, let dad take the lead. But if you raising them by yourself. So yeah, because some things, Mom, they got to hear a man say it. They got to see a man do it. So through that segment, we pulled out a couple more manipulation tips, even though they was premature, but they are in the syllabus. We pulled them out. We talked about the after effect, meaning that if something happens, the consequences. No, I don't want to say consequences. Let me take that back. Use me for an example. My situation. How everything was just fine until the baby left. Yeah, I don't care how you want to slice and dice it. I don't care how you want to look at it. And I hate that I got to put it all the way back to that. But when I do my timeline, that's the only thing I can think of. Meaning that my children were at an age to where some of the things that we're struggling with and dealing with now, they would have happened then. Did you hear what I just said? Yeah, so some of the issues that we're struggling with now, out of everything that we've been through as a family, they would have came out before 6 years ago. So a lot of stuff we're dealing with now is like uncharted territory. Things that we ain't never dealt with before in life. Things that shouldn't even be in fruition. Things shouldn't even be going on right now. We shouldn't even be struggling with the dysfunctions that we're struggling with right now, because nothing happened to trigger any of that stuff. So the triggering for us was the baby being pulled out. So the after effect would be everything that has happened after her being pulled away. So the fact that everybody's so freaking sad because she's not in our life. The fact that things that we're doing, we're probably not motivated to do, and things are not going as planned or going as fast as they should or could have been going if she was in our life. Like, all those things, they use that to paint the picture of this is the reason why they removed. So that means that if they had no reason to remove, they conjured up, staged the scene, which is the next manipulation step that we discussed, and they made it to where they're going to do everything that they can to make it so. So staging the scene would be the next one. So now, let's bring it back. So all the damage that's been done, they can easily say that's the reason why they removed, right? So the staging of the scene would be another manipulation tip that's used in conjunction with that. And that just simply means when they lie. They lie about certain things that they do. They can try to make it seem like they're doing more than what they do, right? In my case, he was telling people that she was living with him. He wasn't acknowledging me. He didn't speak on me in certain cases. So either when he was talking about me, he was talking bad, or he didn't speak about me at all, right? So the telling of her living solely with him and excluding me altogether is setting the vibe and setting the scene as if I'm nowhere to be found, I'm non-existent, I'm not doing my part as a mom. So when they do see her, it's starting to fall into place. Oh, he's a single dad, he's doing this by himself, she's not in the picture, she lives. So why you gotta make me look so bad though? You know what I'm saying? People run up on him and ask him how I'm doing. He act like he don't know. Either he oblivious to it, he don't know where I'm at now. Yeah. So both of those techniques are being done together to your baby. Now, it's a certain conditioning that gotta go in with that as well, so that the baby don't speak of you. Because if they're not speaking of you, you don't want the baby to speak of you either. And if the baby do speak of you, it has to be bad. Let me tell you how that's done. Let's say every time they pick the baby up, the baby jump in the car, talking about you. The fun they just had with you. Where y'all just went. Something that you did. They happy, right? A bitter ass parent that use manipulation tips and don't want you to like that parent just as much as they don't like it is going to do something like ignore that child while they telling them what's going on. Or they're going to turn the music up to drown whatever the baby's saying out. So you do that a couple times, before long you done condition this baby not to say nothing about you or not to say nothing good about you, right? Hey, Sahir. Now, flip side of that, baby getting in mad, venting. Please don't use none of these manipulation tips, y'all. I hate that I'm even telling y'all. I hate that I'm even giving y'all this, okay? Let's say they get in the car this time, they mad. So now they venting. They talking bad about you, right? Now they got the parents' undivided attention. Now they joining into this inappropriate conversation about you with this child. Now this inappropriate relationship is forming. Now this inappropriate conversation is taking place because they're talking bad about you. It'd be one thing if they turned the music off to talk to the baby, to soothe the baby, to make the baby understand why you did what you did and set a good understanding. But no, they jump in and add on why they don't like you too. So now they having a full-blown conversation about how they don't like you. But now the child is getting that parent's attention. So chances are now every time the child gets into the car, in order to get that parent's attention, they're going to talk bad about you. They're going to talk about how mad you made them. They're going to vent about, like you see how stuff happens. Maybe you'll be a little more conscious of what you do with that baby and to that baby as it relates to the other parent, right, and their relationship. You got to be respectful. You got to love and respect that baby mama or that baby daddy. I don't care how you feel about them personally, for the sake of the child, right? So, fix it, Jesus. Through those segments, we revisited the after effect technique, and we revisited staging the scene. That's when they pretty much lie and say something going on, because by he lying to people telling them that she lived with him, that means he had to do everything he could to make it so. So anything other manipulation tips he haven't used, he just grabbing everything. Just because when I tell you all of them had to be used, they had to be used, because it wouldn't have took this long. Yeah, he should have been able to go to CPS and get her pulled out. It wouldn't have took 15 and a half years. So that means that's how long it took for him to condition her mind and get her to a point to where she just can't take it no more and she got to make a choice. Hey, Flora. Hey, Grace. Hey, Reese. Right? That's my situation. Yeah, and in typical form, it's yours too. If you're dealing with a bitter baby mama, bitter baby daddy. If you're dealing with somebody that haven't got no relationship, if you beefing with your baby mama and your baby daddy and y'all playing tug of war with the baby. Yeah, so your situation ain't no different than mine. The only difference is my case is usually baby daddy's going through what I'm going through. Yeah, it's not too many baby mamas. I don't get too many DMs when I make that comment of baby daddies and talking about, oh, I can raise her better. I don't get too many dads. I don't get no dads. I got two, and one of them was saying, yeah, right, because I can't stand my baby mama, but I don't know what I would do without her. Meaning that, yeah, he don't like her personally, but he ain't going to do nothing that he ain't going to do nothing to interfere with that relationship that she has with that child, right? Because he know his place. He know he can't do nothing that she doing, right? So, yeah, I don't know why my baby daddy thought he could. But that's the condition of the mama. So when we had the conversation yesterday and I brought up how the mama had a lot to do with the demise of the marriage and the separation from me and my daughter, yeah, that's the raising that's what she did to him. So those morals and values that she instilled for him to grow up and be the product that he is, yeah, it's, gotta be careful when y'all raising these kids with somebody. So freaking sad, after effect, manipulation tips, staging the scene. Yeah, so for me to be just erased, wiped out, yeah, I would have not have been doing nothing. Not on my job, not doing. Yeah. No, I'm good, baby. There is no way, right? So it got to be a lot had to be done for it to be the way that it is right now, right? No conversations, no communication, no relationship. A parent that does what they're supposed to do deserves a relationship with that child, right? So that means I would not have to have this. Something should have stood out. Yeah. Me taking care of his dad should have stood out. I should have got some points for that, right? Me just being a mom and doing everything I'm supposed to do, I should have got some points for that. And then the little extra stuff that you do for your babies. They ain't got nothing to do with you keeping a roof over their head and food, clothing, and shelter. No, little extra stuff you do. Maybe take them to that little restaurant that they like going to. Maybe doing little stuff that they ask you to do. Like me decorating her room. That should have meant, I should have got a lot of points for that. Yeah. And just to think that everything that you do that you think is special, somebody on the other end tearing it down. Yeah. I'm quite sure her room being decorated, I could hear that grandma saying, she ain't do shit but buy that stuff from the dollar store. No, I didn't. I bought it from Michael's, right? Paid top dollar for it, right? But that's what people do. Bitter people, hateful people, people that's just unhappy, people that's not You're not healed, right? I guarantee you somebody said that. So instead of allowing her to be happy, loving her room because it was a Tinkerbell theme. I had leaves coming from the ceiling. I had her bed set with Tinkerbell on it. I had a Tinkerbell dial set. I painted her dresser and put flowers on the dresser. Like real unique, real just creative, right? Instead of those words being used to describe this beautiful wonderland that I created. You got somebody on the side saying she ain't did nothing but go to the dollar store. She ain't do nothing special. So, yeah. So the fact that the parent is not acknowledging you, not giving you credit for nothing that you do, that's a manipulation tip that you can pull out of just what we talked about just today. Yeah. You would think that instinctively your child would just know to love and respect you, right? You would think that, but no, you have to condition your baby to do that as well, right? So if you got somebody not acknowledging you, not talking about the things that you do, not giving you credit for what you do, and the only thing they do is talk bad about you, is talk about where you fall short, what do you think your baby gonna get from that? That's why I told you, you can't raise a child with somebody that don't like you. Because as soon as you drop that baby off, they talking about you to that baby, right? So they planting seeds to that baby, right? So yeah, you can't raise a child with somebody that don't love and respect you. So fix it, Jesus. Fix it, Jesus. Okay, y'all gotta wrap it up. I gotta go away. So we're pulling out them not talking about you, not acknowledging you. So if they're not doing that, when the baby come over, they're not asking the baby how you are, how your mom and them doing. You know, call your mama, check on your mama while you over here. If they're not doing stuff like that, what do you think your baby is being conditioned to do, right? Not call you, not talk to you, not respect you, not love you. So yeah, if they're not doing that on their end, it cause problems. We talked about the inappropriate conversation, inappropriate relationship. Staging the scene. We talked about that. I would have never done that to him. Yep, I didn't like him as a man. He wasn't a good husband. But I would never have talked about him to that baby, or dulled his life, or made him look less there. And that's another manipulation tip. It's not really a manipulation tip, but it's kind of like what happens. You know what I'm saying? Because some of the things that you do for the good actually comes back to bite you. Like, if I would have talked about him and talked bad about him, and every time you look up, I'm speaking ill about him to others and my sons, and I'm telling my sons and my daughter not to respect him, I wouldn't be going through this. But considering I taught them to respect him because he's the father of that youngest, no matter what the relationship was, no matter what the marriage, the fact that he's still attached to us because of her, had to respect him. So him making that move by pulling her out with no questions asked, that move, it was deadly to me. Why? Because this is somebody that I taught my children to respect. So it ended up biting me in my ass, right? Because if I was talking about him, he would be a joke, and it wouldn't have been able to go down. Because people would be laughing, they'd be cracking jokes, they'd be like, "Oh, he's stupid, he this and that, his mama drunk, she this and that." They'd be talking because I'll be talking. But yeah, a lot of this stuff that you hearing, you only hearing it because I'm doing coffee and conversation. Yep, I'm a very private person. And I don't like people knowing my every move. I move in silence like lasagna. You know what I'm saying? So the fact that this can happen to me, oh, I gotta speak about it. I gotta help. So in Houston, we have a problem. Oh, I gotta step in and do my part. And my part is coffee and conversation, so that the same thing that happened to me won't happen to you, right? So the fact that it was able to go down like that, the fact that people was normalized this little girl being able to say she don't want a mama instead of a daddy stepping in to find out why she don't want a mama, he activated playing with the child and removed. How many of you mothers would be able to stand tall and still have a relationship with your baby if your baby daddy chose to turn against you? Meaning that if he chose to plot against you, if he chose to talk about you, if he chose to, how would your record stand? How would you look as a parent? How would you be viewed as a parent, right? So y'all, I'm gonna end it right there because I gotta finish this and I gotta go down the street and work. So we're gonna pick it up tomorrow. Be all over the place, but I'm gonna tie it up for you tomorrow. Okay? All right, y'all. I'm out.